on mrmikegarner.com, and this is another live. Let's see if I can sign in. Where can I sign in? Okay, that's fine. That's brilliant. Okay, so if you watch this, you can interact, you can talk to me. We're going to talk about something that's really important. As a therapist, I see lots of people for all sorts of things, and it all boils down to three aspects, in my opinion: whether it's goal setting, whether it's weight loss, whether it's confidence, whether it's relationship issues, whether it's financial issues, whether it's a health issue, smoking, an addiction, a phobia, whether it's a personality, an attitude, or something that's an educational block. I mean, all these things are in the realm of me helping people overcome the obstacles that stand in the way of their health, happiness, and success in life and business. And what I tend to find is that people who have challenges have got an issue with self-liking, and more intimately self-loving. So let me ask you, how much do you like yourself? And then let me ask you, how much do you actually love yourself? It's a very difficult question to sort of ask that, isn't it? Because it's not the sort of thing that we feel comfortable answering. Because it seems like if you say you love yourself, it sounds like you've got a big head and you've got a massive ego, and you sort of up yourself. And Brits are sort of stiff upper lips and don't express themselves very eloquently all the time, particularly men. And you know, if somebody does blow their own trumpet and somebody is full of themselves, it doesn't necessarily make them very popular. In fact, in society now, we tend to favour the victim. We tend to go for the underdog. So anybody that's confident, we like to knock them off the pedestal. You know, we sort of like raise somebody up, and then as soon as we lift them up to lofty heights within society or within industry or within a community, we sort of like to knock them off the pedestal. So you're almost like, if you've got a big head and you're quite successful, you're sort of setting yourself up for a fall. And regrettably, that's a very common sort of attitude. That's a very common phenomena. That's a very common environment for people who are entrepreneurs or seeking success or fame or trying to improve the reputation, trying to grow in life or business. This can be a pitfall. So you've got to have resilience, really. So let's come back to the question that I asked initially, which is, how much do you love yourself? How much do you like yourself? When you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? Are you happy with your lot, your life? Have you created for yourself what you think that you deserve and desire? Because you can always tell if someone's happy because they're smiling. And even better than smiling, they're laughing. So when was the last time that you had a really good laugh? Let me ask you that in your relationships. When was the last time you had a really good laugh with your significant other, with your partner? When was the last time you had a really good laugh with your kids, or with your neighbours, or with your workmates, or with your inner circle or outer circle or family, or anybody that you vibrate amongst? Who do you socialise with? Are you having fun? Quite often, you know, we have this sort of like first attention where you're in the honeymoon period of a relationship, of a job, of a activity, and you're full of it, aren't you? You know, you buy something and that's got your attention, or you find somebody and they've got your attention. Could be an activity or an object. But then The honeymoon period doesn't last very long. If it's a relationship, quite often the novelty can wear off for you, or quite often the novelty wears off for the other person, or you see faults that you didn't see first of all with what's called first attention. And also, if you're pretending to be something because you're not authentic or you're not confident with who you are and you're faking it really to be popular, people pleasing, quite often the shine can go off that very quickly and you start to revert back to type. So you don't like the relationship, you don't like the fact that you're compromised, or you think that you're in a repeat pattern of behavior. Here we go again. And then it's a downward spiral. So it's like diets. You start off well and then you pack it in. Or, you go to the gymnasium and you go for a couple of weeks or a couple of visits or a couple of months and then you pack it in. Or a hobby. Or if you look in your attic or look in your garage or wherever you store your stuff, you'll see lots of things that you've started, but quite a lot of things that you haven't finished because the novelty wears off very quickly. And then, as I say, if you look in the mirror and you're not happy with what you see, what is it that you're not happy with? Is it your physical appearance? Is it your size? Are you proud of yourself? Are you sick of yourself? How much do you really like yourself? How much do you respect yourself? Because you've got self-liking, self-loving, self-esteem, self-respect, because you've got a self-image and a self-concept, and all those things have got the word self in them. So how do you feel about yourself? If you've got anything that I'm talking about as an issue or a block, then just call me for a chat and you can contact me on any of the contact details where you're viewing this presentation, and I will give you the time of day. I will talk to you for free because that's what I do. If there's a session, there's a fee, but quite often the chat is enough to put you on the right track, unless we need to do some programming, which is my speciality, mental and emotional coaching programming. But to the degree that you like and love yourself and respect yourself, and you behave with integrity and dignity and maturity, what you look at in the mirror should be a reflection of your values and your goals and your boundaries. Because if you're overweight, then you don't respect your health, you don't respect yourself, you don't respect your appearance, I would suggest. I'm not talking about a few pounds. I'm a few pounds overweight, although it's coming down since my spine injury. But I'm talking about if you're morbidly obese and it's affecting you, if you've got comorbidities, and there is something you can do about it, but you're neglecting yourself. Why are you neglecting yourself? It's a form of self-abuse, I would suggest. So you don't like yourself very much. You wouldn't you wouldn't wash your dishes with dirty water. You wouldn't get into a dirty bath full of dirty water. You wouldn't put bad oil in your car or contaminated fuel in your vehicle. So why do you do that to yourself? Food is fuel. It should be full of healthy, tasty, enjoyable, nutritious, energy-giving sustenance. Quite often people eat crap. They emotionally eat and they overeat and they don't stop eating because it's to fill a gap in their life. What's that gap? And why have you got that gap? And what are you going to do about that gap? And why do you smoke? And why do you obsessively gamble or argue or drink? Why do you self-destruct? How come you're not agreeable? How many friends have you got? Do people like you? Are people warm to you? Or are you people pleasing and people use and abuse you? And what you're doing about that? Your emotional intelligence is in direct proportion to the emotional balance that you've got, your emotional equilibrium. If you're emotionally up and down to the extent where it could be described as bipolar, extremely sad, extremely happy, and no balance, or even happy and sad and no balance, if you're up and down, no balance, then you need to get self-control, and that's another one: self-control, self-confidence, self-liking. They come as a package. It's because you're not being honest with yourself. You're listening to a lie that you're either playing an audio in your mind, a replay of something that somebody said to you, that you're useless, you're a waste of space, you'll never amount to anything, you're fat, you're ugly, you're too small, you're too big, you're too thin, you're too fat, you're too old, you're too young, you're in the wrong place, you're not educated enough, you haven't got enough money. All these things that people say are not true, but if you believe them, they have a powerful effect on you, and you can start to doubt yourself. So if you've had a narcissistic partner, or a narcissistic parent, or a narcissistic family member, or work colleague, or boss, any role model, or anybody in your life that's played guilt trips on you and run you down, put you down, if it's worked, then it will be affecting how you perform now. And you can change it, is my point. You can change it. You can start to love yourself and like yourself and reevaluate yourself just by simply saying something like, I love myself, I like myself. And forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you've made in the past, because we all make them. Take the learning and step up and move forward, and commit today to do better. Every day, in every way, I get better and better. These affirmations, these statements will rewrite your memories. They'll suppress the negatives, and then positives will rise. Tell yourself that you're brilliant, that you're a genius, because you are. And if you think about how clever you are, the body, this ability to talk, the fact that you woke up this morning, your hands gesturing. I mean, what would we do without our hands? Have you ever thanked your hands for how amazing they are? Your eyes, or your ears, or another part of your body. Thanked your heart for pumping and keeping you alive, and your lungs for breathing. Have you thought how many miles your feet have walked? I mean, if my car had done as many miles as I've done in my 66 years, I put new tyres on my car, but my feet are still the same feet. So thank you, feet, for walking this body around. And my teeth, and my ears, and my nose, and every part of me is just a miracle that I'm here. And I've had health challenges, same as you have or will have. But the body self-heals, it's intelligent, it's the best computer in the world between your ears. The device that you're watching me on has got nothing on your brain. If you put all the computers in the world together, they couldn't do what you do, your brain does. You're a miracle, you're amazing. Embrace that miracle and say to yourself, I'm a miracle, I'm amazing, I can do anything. And if you believe differently, then that becomes your reality. Start to shift your reality with your vocabulary and start to pick yourself up. Don't wait for somebody to give you a pat on the back. Give yourself a pat on the back. Get yourself a nice cup of tea with my successful mug. This is porcelain, and I've got my Earl Grey vanilla in there, which is absolutely beautiful. Drink what you want that's healthy. Eat what you want that's healthy. Wear what you want that cheers you up. I mean, I love this t-shirt. I love this bracelet. I love this watch that my daughter bought me. I love these crazy glasses because they're crazy. And I live my life my way. I do what I love, and I love what I do. And I don't listen to other people. It's none of my business what anybody else thinks about me. I don't make anybody wrong, but I don't allow anybody to make me wrong. But I don't argue with them. I just don't listen to it. I have this wonderful affirmation, which is, that didn't get to me, which means that she didn't get to me, he didn't get to me, they don't get to me, and I don't get to myself. I don't self-sabotage because I like myself. Every time you see a reflection of yourself, whether it's in a shop window or a mirror in your house or wherever you see a reflection, take the opportunity to look at it, smile, give yourself eye contact if you can, and say to yourself, I like myself. I Like myself, I like myself, and even better than that, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. Say it 3 times. If it's I love myself, the first time you say I love myself. The second time you say I love myself. Emphasis on the love. First time the emphasis was on the I, and the third time I love myself. Emphasis on the myself. I like myself. I like myself. I really like myself. If you say I love myself, I like myself, I really love myself, 3 or 4 times, every time you see your reflection, do that for the next 21 days. Your self-esteem, your self-respect, your self-liking, your self-loving, your self-worth, your self-confidence will increase manyfold. And it's free to do that, isn't it? But the question is, will you do it? And stop listening to other people who try to define you. You're not what they say you are. They are what they say you are. When they criticize you, it's a projection of themselves. It doesn't represent you. Just say to yourself, that's bullshit. That's not true. And when you hear bullshit, you shift. Any shit, you shift. You put an F in shit, S-H-I-T, and it becomes S-H-I-F-T. You've heard me say that many times before, and you shift. You take every compliment and every criticism to affirm to yourself what you want to say you are. Define yourself. You are your own best expert. Even a compliment, quite often, is a controlling maneuver by the person handing the compliment. They're giving you a positive stroke and they'll want something from you. And if you lap it up, they've got you on the hook. They've thrown the bait, there's a compliment, and they'll reel you in. They'll own you. So I like compliments, but they don't control me. And there's nobody that can say anything about me better than the words that I say about myself, because my affirmations about me, you would think that I'm Superman if you heard my affirmations. And of course I am Superman. I'm Mr. Mike G. Mr. G. So I've created this alter ego and you can't get to me. I'm bulletproof. Can't insult me, it doesn't work. I'm a 4th Dan black belt, but I won't fight you because that won't work. Well, not unless you come at me with a knife or you're going to do something to my loved ones. But it'll be very quick and over very quickly. I don't get antagonized or angry. And if I did, you'd hardly know. Because I've turned down the volume on the way that I do anger, or the way that I do pissed off or annoyed or frustrated. Because it doesn't work for me. Because I like myself, I love myself. I don't want to walk round. I don't want to be knocking about all day, thinking about bad things, and having all this, what I call intellectual violence. It just doesn't work. It's no good for me, it's no good for you. It's no good for anybody. So don't do it to yourself and don't do it to other people. Start to love and like yourself and realize that your ability to love and like yourself will increase your performance and your productivity. Because if you're happy and you're pleased, you'll be eased. In the word pleased is eased. Pleased is P-L eased. If you're pleased and eased, you'll be healthy. Because in the lack of ease, if you're not pleased, you don't love yourself and don't like yourself, you can make yourself sick to death. Literally sick to death. You can kill yourself. You'll destroy the vitality. You'll rob yourself of the health and energy that you deserve. And you'll die very unhappy. So don't do that to yourself. Stay positive, stay happy, stay motivated, stay powerful. Love and like yourself. And realize that a happy disposition gives you health and energy. And it improves all the relationships in your life. And because all your problems talk back, in other words, all your problems come from relationships, particularly the number one, which is the relationship with yourself. If you love yourself and like yourself, and you respect yourself, and you have boundaries, only interact with other people who love and like you and respect you, and then you'll have a far happier, healthier life. My name's Mike G from Mr. GTV. If you like what I'm saying and you want to check back for more, please like and subscribe. You do me a massive favour. Everything that I offer is for free. If we do a session, there's a fee. Be powerful, guys. Love and like yourself. Enjoy your mind.